Good morning. It's just coming up to 10. So, yeah, just getting settled, setting up your posture and getting comfortable. Okay. So, thanks for joining me this morning. We're going to do a nice 10-minute practice on the breathing. And yeah, some of you are familiar with this. If it's new to you, then it's really good to have like no big expectations, especially of how you'll be able to do this. It's pretty natural that when you try to focus on your breathing, that the mind wanders off, and then it's ideal to just be relaxed about that. Invite the attention back to the breathing, and really you continue to do that. And yes, over time it becomes that your mind stays with the breathing more often, but yeah, it's really good to be very patient with all that. So yeah, so we'll practice for 10 minutes. So just getting steady in your posture. So if you're in a chair, it's useful to have your 2 feet flat on the floor, if that's possible. And however you're sitting, it's good to have a straight back. For some people, it's more comfortable to do this practice lying down, which is fine as well. And again, just making yourself comfortable. It's nice to have a blanket often if you're cold, and so you're trying to get this balance between a feeling of being alert and upright, but also relaxed. And then approaching your own breathing. And just kind of having a glance, having a look and seeing where might you notice your breathing most easily this morning. So sometimes people find that's at the nostrils, like the air flowing in and out there. Or people find it's at the chest or at the stomach, but you might find it somewhere else. So just taking a moment to kind of choose one of those places and just start to kind of pour more of your attention onto the breathing. And then with this practice, we're not trying to change the breathing at all. It's just your natural breathing. And it's also not so much thinking about the breathing. It's just really kind of feeling it, like physically feeling the breathing. So like feeling the movement as you breathe in and the movement as you breathe out. And just checking in to see where's your attention right now. And if it's on the breathing, that's fine. And also, if it's wandering, if you're going into planning or daydreaming or thinking about the past or future, just briefly noting, oh, where's my mind going? And then in a relaxed way, just gently but still firmly inviting the attention back to the breathing. No matter how interesting the thoughts are, just returning to the breathing. Just really being with your in breath, really being with your out breath. And it's fine if you're also aware of thoughts bubbling up, or sounds, or feelings in the body, or whatever. But just having the breath as the main focus, the main anchor for your attention. And if you find that at any stage your mind is settling on the breathing, you just use as little effort as possible then. You just rest in the experience of your own breathing. And if your mind's wandering again, just noting where does it go, being curious, and without judging how you're doing the practice, just returning to the breathing. And this repeatedly returning, like waking up and returning, is the main part of meditation training. And just staying with your own in breath and out breath, just for the last moments until the sound of the bell. So just coming out of the practice in your own time. So, yeah, how was your practice this morning? Um, is it possible to look at it kind of clearly without judging or critiquing yourself? You know, so yeah, like I was noticing my mind was wandering a bit more than usual, and then just being okay with that, and uh, and especially like that moment where you catch your mind wandering is like the single most important point of the meditation, because you notice you're wandering, and do you either stay wandering and drifting with the thoughts, or do you return to the practice? So that's like where the training is really that's where the training is really happening. So thanks for joining me this morning. Our next session is Thursday night at 9 p.m. and we do more of a compassion based meditation. So look forward to practicing with you again soon.